But other people closer to Trump, including Trump himself, are promising the opposite. Take Mr. Bannon, who, of course, had a White House position. You may recall we interviewed him once on this very program. He could easily be on Trump's shortlist for a very powerful role in any new administration. After all, he had the #1 role of campaign chair in 2016. He served in the White House at a high level. He and Trump had a falling out, and then they got back together because Trump ultimately used pardon powers for him. Mr. Bannon is very publicly telling his viewers that he plans, if he can, to be a part of a Trump second term where political prosecutions against Democrats are on the table, where a Putin-style effort at going after opponents, not for what they might have done in an honest investigation, but just for who they are and a political attack. Meaning, he basically says Democrats will be imprisoned in any second Trump term.
The evening after we've won, the accountability project's going to start, and it's going to be thorough this time. It's going to be, they're going to be in prison. Yes, prison.
Quote, they're going to be in prison, yes, prison. That is designed to send a message, to wake people up, to scare people, to instill fear. It's all in public, right? If it were just a private plan, you might send private messages and write up private blueprints. That's a secretive approach. This is something that looks more like at least an attempt at an aspect of the Putin playbook, where the use and singling out of government power against your opponents doesn't just take them off the table, or as it sometimes has been in Russia, worse, but it also sends a message to everyone else. Maybe you don't want to be associated with that. Maybe you don't want to be involved in that. Maybe you want to go back and just try to live your life and avoid being grouped in with this group of people that Mr. Bannon says are going to be in, quote, yes, prison. You know, usually, traditionally in American politics, and either party, if people who worked at the White House who are at that level, I'm not talking about the random loud gadflies, but the White House level people, if you said to them, is your boss going to pull a Putin and go after the opponents just for their free speech, just because they're in a different party? People would usually say, no, no, never. And here we have the opposite. Yes, yes, count on it. A Putin admission by a would-be Putin movement here in America.